So you gotta remember, and this is related to both the Achilles and the patella. All right, this is a plane, maybe taking off, maybe landing, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna say it's landing. Okay, if you land like an idiot, okay, you're probably gonna have issues there, right? But you have to land before you can jump. All right, you can't just be like, well, I'm gonna go back to this super maximal, this jumping thing, because you need to be able to store energy before you store and release it. Okay. So landings allow you to work on storing energy fast, all right? So it takes, if you do an extension spring, it lets you stretch really quickly. You don't necessarily have to do the stress shortening cycle. You need to get used to absorbing force before you go back to a full jump, all right? So in a jump, for example, typically what happens is you're here, okay? So you're in internal rotation, your body's like this, you're like in a super deep squat, your knee is super far over your toe, and then what happens is your knees dip down to the floor, so you get the tendon under a super, super big load, and then you take off, right? So what you need to do is be able to store that energy on the way down, so basically until this point, before you store and then release it very quickly, all right? So we need to do landings, all right? So this is one of the Russians. You guys have seen this before as well. They would just do crazy shit. They just like jump off boxes that were like 5 feet high. But they could store and release a lot of energy. That being said, you don't necessarily need to get to this point, but if you're an athlete who's applying 14 times body weight to the ground, you probably need to be pretty good at storing energy before you're gonna store and release energy on a single leg, right? So typically what I do is I start them on a low box, progress the box up, and then you progress from double leg to single leg, okay? Because that's gonna get you most prepared to handle the next load.